Hi, it's Jeff with the Peterson Real Estate team. We're taking a look at the Mississauga Real Estate statistics for June 2020. Let's start with the actual graphs of homes listed and homes sold. As we can see, the COVID situation has actually almost completely disappeared in terms of its impact on the market. Listings are coming back to normal levels for June, and sales are also approaching normal levels. It's almost as if the curve has just shifted by 2 months in the year. Normally, we see our spring market, the peak in number of listings in April, May, trailing off in June, and same thing with the actual sales. This year we're seeing the peak heading towards June, July timeframe. If we look at what a normal curve looks like over the years on the listing side, we can see the pattern is almost identical every single year. The run up in the spring, drop off through August, and then a bit of a rebound through the fall. And very consistent pattern over the years. Same thing on the sales side. Sales peak through the spring, drop off at the end of the summer as people think about vacations, and then they start to come back in the fall as people start thinking about a move by the end of the year. So very consistent indeed. It'd be interesting to see what the graphs look like for July to see if the pattern holds and it's just been a delay in the curve. Buyers seem to be accustomed now to the situation of going out on showings with masks and gloves. Sellers are more comfortable having buyers in their homes, and we're getting back to normal. Let's have a look at what the impact has been on average prices. We can see actually that the average sale price in Mississauga has actually surpassed the peak that was reached in February of 2020. So we've hit 891,000 in June of 2020, and the previous peak was 887 in February 2020. If we look at individual segments of the market, we can see condos, they rebounded right back to where they were. Same thing with condo towns, popping right back up after a short mini drop. Semis getting pretty close to where they were, and detached also recovering in price level. If we take a look across the entire area serviced by the Toronto Real Estate Board, very similar types of things happening there. If we look at the orange bars in this graph, this is the monthly sales over the past 3 years. And the orange bars show that in April and May of 2020, the sales were way off compared to what happened in the previous 3 years. And yet in June 2020, almost identical to the past 3 years. Similarly, if we look actually at the new listings coming on the market, same type of situation. Home sellers were very nervous about having their homes on the market in April, May, and then became, as comfortable as they ever have been with listing their homes in June, a number of listings matching what the past 3 years was. And what the impact of this was, we mentioned this before, the pullback in listings was mirrored by a pullback in sales, and that kept prices relatively stable even through the first 2 months of the COVID situation. So we can see the orange bars show the sales to new listing ratio stayed fairly consistent. Supply and demand was quite balanced. And that meant the home resale price stayed relatively stable, a little bit of a drop from some of the peaks, but we actually surpassed the peak of the last 3 years in June, and in fact, hit a new high for all of the last 3 years. So those are the stats for June 2020. If you have any questions or you want to chat about this, you can certainly give us a call at 905-271-5151 or send us an email, info@petersonteam.ca. We do have all these stats on our website, petersonteam.ca, and we update them every single month. So please pop by and check it out.